In this video, I'm going to be sharing my secrets to paint the McFarlanes in under 24 hours. Hi, it's Alex from McFarlane Studio, where we provide free hacks, hints, tips and tricks to ease your hobby woes. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and if you want to check out any of our other content, links to which are just down below. So in this video, we're going to look at how to speed up your painting. Now these McFarlanes look amazing unpainted, but what if they arrive in a chapter that you don't want, or you want to enhance them to have them as a centerpiece for your display cabinet or army? Well, we're going to be looking at 5 different speed hacks I used when painting up this new Blood Angels Lieutenant. Before we get started, I'm going to assume that you've already got the undercoat of your model done and you've got the basic paint scheme already established. Now we all know that using rattle cans or an airbrush for the main colour is so much quicker than using a brush, and it gives a better finish. But here are 5 hacks you probably haven't tried yet, so sit back, relax, and see what I did to speed up the painting of the latest McFarlane Marine.
First target identified.
Trying to paint gold well can be difficult, especially on larger models. There are various golds out there on the market, and everybody has their own favourites. Now, I use Stuart Semple's Gold is Gold. If you don't know who he is, check out his tiff with Anish Kapoor of Vanta Black infamy. Now, this gold paint is an acrylic-based medium that gives a perfect gold in 1 or 2 coats. You can use a brush or an airbrush, although I find the best results are using an airbrush for these larger minis to get a smooth, flat coat in one go. Once I got that established, it was just a case of giving the gold a little bit of depth. I used 2 parts Seraphim Sepia with 1 part Juicy Violet, just to give a rich old gold tone. I then went back with the Gold is Gold on a dry brush and then sealed it with Green Stuff World's gloss varnish. This gave a really rich gold you'd only normally achieve with a wide variety of paints and several hours work.
Moving to second target to engage.
Painting gems can take hours on these larger models, especially if you've got lots of them, like on this model. I wanted to recreate the same style as on the unpainted toy, and had been wanting to try out a new technique. So rather than approaching it with the traditional layering of dark to light red, I opted for more of a stylized approach, using the Mirrorist Mirror paint, again from Stuart Semple, to lay 1 quick high shine coat of their mirror paint on each of those gems. After letting that dry, I used Tamiya X27's clear red over the top and finished with a wash of Null Oil Gloss and Green Stuff World's gloss varnish again, just to make those gems really pop. This, I'm sure you'll agree, gives a really deep, rich colour to these gems.
Target 3 in sight.
After opening up this marine, I ended up with a floppy power sword, and no matter how much I tried to straighten it, the plastic used was still soft and tended to hold the curved shape that it had arrived in. Now we have a 3D sculptor and printer that we use here at McFarlane Studio, and I was able to find a suitably imposing thunderhammer for our Blood Angel Smash Captain. And of course, there's plenty of other suppliers out there for you to customize your McFarlanes. Now this allows for an almost endless array of different chapters, marks of armor and weapons, and so using these resin parts can really save you a lot of time rather than having to try to scratch build or convert the weapons and armor for yourself.
Heading to 4th objective.
Weathering weapons is another part that can slow down your painting. Whether you're using a sponge, oils or contrast paints, I tend to find that chipping on painted models is quite time consuming. Now, I haven't seen anybody else using this tip, and I found it out completely by accident whilst cleaning up some paint overspill on a commission. So, if you grab a cotton bud and an airbrush cleaner, and then gently wipe away the paint on the gun casing or the part that you want to be chipped, you can weather really quickly and achieve really realistic results just using a metal undercoat, a black paint and an airbrush cleaner.
We have found the final objective.
Once you've painted your model and got it finished, then it's time to personalize him. There's a lot of space on these models to add all kinds of little details and personal touches to make them truly unique. But putting these details back onto the model can be time consuming, not to mention trying to freehand these details and have them centered and straight and perfect first time can be a nightmare. We all know Games Workshop make the best transfers for their supported lines. After all, it's their product. But I also use Chapter Customizer for all of the transfers that Games Workshop don't support. In fact, my latest transfers have just arrived in from them for the Emperor's Spear that I'm currently working on. With this McFarlane, however, I wanted to stay as close to the original model as possible, so the original model had the lieutenant markings on the left pauldron, but it was missing the company badge. So after putting the yellow back in, I printed off the Blood Angel's teardrop from Google Images, adjusted it quickly to the right size, and then, using masking tape, I made my own stencil and easily added the company badge back in. This took no time at all, and it was a lot less stress than trying to freehand it. So there we have it then, guys. Those are my 5 speed hacks that I used to get this McFarlane painted in under 24 hours. There's a lot more that we use on the other McFarlanes, and if you have any questions or want any advice, just let me know in the comments below. We want to keep knowledge free here at Frog Lane Studio, and we don't want to hide it behind a paywall. So if you've got any questions, just ask us. And if you want to have your own Space Marine painted by us, then that's the way we make the money. So find the links in the contents box just down below. Finally, if you have been enjoying these videos and would like to help support the channel, I'd just like to take the time to mention that we do have a Patreon page, and a massive thanks goes to all of my Patreons. I couldn't do these videos without the amazing support of the Frog Lane family. So you can find me streaming on Twitch, you can see our progress on Instagram, and finally you can come and hang out with our awesome Discord community. All of those links can be found just below. Thanks once again to my Patreons. Thanks to you guys for watching. I've been Alex from Frog Lane Studio. Stay safe, keep hobbying, and may your pots of paint never run out.